Let me watch this.
Cell versus Metal Sonic.
Which copycat android is truly the superior model?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their
Death
weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
battle!
a death battle.
Sell easily. $10 that sell. $10. That sell actually loses this one.
There's a monster stalking
I don't know what Metal Sonic has, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some crazy shit.
Ginger Town. No one who's seen it has lived to tell the tale. All it left behind was their clothes.
Yeah, that's probably kind of right. I should have read last night. Because I'm afraid I'm swamp cats.
Leaving only a shadow behind.
Some kind of creature driven only by the need to feed. Earth's new apex predator, the ultimate life form.
The Namekian Piccolo went to investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail could unravel to absorb its hapless victims and add their energy to its wretched gestalt.
But the nightmare was only just beginning, because for its last trick, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha.
The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the world
How was it, 5 years?
by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history, the Red Ribbon Army.
Until they got rocked by this.
This Death Battle will prioritize Dragon Ball primary canon anime. Really? Since when the fuck do they care? I'm surprised. Because normally they also incorporate video games, shit like that. I'm surprised they care about that shit now. That's what I normally do.
Little kung fu gremlin.
Actually, the manga mostly. But.
Son Goku.
But Red Ribbon's dream of revenge lived on within their head scientist, Dr. Giro.
Hiding away in his spooky cave laboratory, Giro would go to work studying the Z fighters from afar, learning everything there was to know about them.
And building a series of androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once and for all.
He made a ton of them. Infinite energy androids, key absorbing androids, trucker head androids, and even ginger androids.
However, none of Giro's creations were capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his
Fair, huh? The pictures do have injuries. Yes, you're right about that. Missed. But even still, last in the league is crazy.
fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he had one more android left. A cute little booger so complex he'd take years after Giro's death to complete. Its name was Cell.
Born from a single cell, get it? This android possessed the genetic information of all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and, when fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with their DNA, Cell absorbed all their powers and techniques too.
Common among all of them is the power to manipulate Ki, or the energy that exists in all living things, and weaponize it to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From the humans, Krillin and Tien, Cell knows the multiform technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special favorite. Oh, weird, I'm not seeing Chaozu on this list. Sorry.
Yo, do not give the Tien fanboys hope. Not, oh my God, Cell's extra favorite, the Tri-Beam, because Tien stopped him that shit. Don't do it. Don't give these guys hope, okay? These guys have to realize that this nigga sucks dick. Tien is weaker than Master Roshi and Krillin. Even after all of his training, he's the weakest human Z fighter outside of Yamcha, but Yamcha gave up. So he's effectively the weakest of the Ball trio.
But
Is Chaozu human?
oh,
Okay.
No.
Cell can fire the Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of space.
Bro, you don't know. Tien has fanboys, bro. Where's Vegeta? They spliced over Tien's face onto Broly is the diabolical work. Tien has extreme fanboys. Like, people love Tien Shinhan.
Space with the alien genes of Frieza and his father.
and because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some keys.
Cell has survived having half his body vaporized multiple times and cannot be destroyed unless the small cluster of cells at the core of his being is eradicated.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will always return, even
Always.
stronger than before because of the Saiyan DNA he got from Goku and Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop.
Sure Sure, he can
The cream of the
replicate
crop!
attacks like the Gallic
No one
Gun,
does
Spirit
better.
Bomb, and of course Kamehameha, as well as teleport by locking onto a living being's key signature.
But the best part of being a Saiyan is how much crazy stronger they get every time they almost die.
They can even
Zenkai.
evolve to become orders of magnitude stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he is effectively the ultimate warrior.
Like a perpetual shonen motion machine.
Driven by a biological imperative, Cell wanted nothing more than to devour Giro's previous androids, 17 and 18, believing it would make him perfect.
Only one problem.
That's what the computer told
Cell
him.
we know was born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not our
Yep.
Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very complicated. There's like 5 timelines.
As Cell defeated and absorbed the androids, he evolved, not only getting stronger, but changing his personality and developing a lust for battle.
He became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan.
Larval state, perfect cell, semi-perfect cell, powerhouse, power weighted. And then we have super perfect cell comparable to Super Saiyan 2. Yeah.
After exploiting that very Saiyan arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect.
And easily dominated Trunks.
There was a version of Cell that we saw in the Dragon Ball Superheroes, Dragon Ball Superheroes film. That needed like Gohan to go into crazy beast mode, mad form to beat him.
And Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Cell Max, yeah.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the whole Earth just by powering up. With a full power Kamehameha, he was even capable of destroying our entire solar system.
I have enough chi to blow away the entire solar
While the
system.
vast majority of our solar system's mass is located
The part of the problem with Dragon Ball is that a lot of the characters never really show the scale of what they actually say they can do. I've never seen a Kamehameha wave larger than like a sun or a like not just our sun, like a gigantic sun too. They can probably do it, maybe, but it's never actually shown. Like I remember, like even the scene where like what was it? Majin Buu wipes out entire galaxies. That's only anime only. But I guess they're including the anime.
in the sun. This still means that Cell's key wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet.
But Wiz, maybe he was just exaggerating.
Not likely. Cell's claim has been backed up in multiple guidebooks and even demonstrated outright in the video games.
Cell's even stronger in
They include video games. They include video games. You see, they said at the beginning we're going to adhere to the canon anime manga, but they have the video games now. Told you.
Up in multiple guidebooks and even demonstrated outright in the video games.
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the
What?
anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy.
And
Wait. What? What?
Stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the anime,
Okay, Namek got destroyed. Frieza has also survived that blast. Other Toei characters like Alec Jr. can create miniature black holes, nearly destroying a pocket dimension containing stars, making Frieza's feet
the
consistent.
explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy.
Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time.
Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a
Frieza did it. Yeah, I forget like the actual details of like when Namek exploded. They showed you shot the galaxy or not. I forgot that entirely. Cole, who do you think is going to win, and who do you want to win? I don't really have a stake in this fight, but my guess is that there's going to be something with Metal Sonic that's going to be just insanely cracked, and that's going to be like he wins.
different galaxy and thought he might be a
Like just how Buffy the Vampire Slayer had what do you call it? Had some sort of crazy sword that she got from beating some sort of outer versal god dude. I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay, then she wins, and bada bing, bada boom.
Threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly fast, capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand Kai's planet of heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of light years in half.
Oh, filler? Shots to PyCon, by the way. Can destroy solar system, tank Krillin destruction disc, survive the planet-sized final flash, regenerated from self-destruction, compared to a supreme demon king in Deborah, defeated Piccolo, Vegeta, Trunks, Goku, briefly contended with the almighty Hercules. Okay.
Flew from Grand Kai's planet of heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of
I hear that heaven is comparable to the universal
light
size.
years in half a minute, and that was in his base form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze Mini Cell Juniors out of your butt?
Hold on, time the fuck out. Isn't that filler? Because if it involves PyCon, PyCon's not in the... Wait, are they considered the anime canon by default, even though it has filler content there? Damn. Fuck it.
What?
You know, whatever.
Never heard of that? Key
Whatever.
technique? 'Cause
Whatevs.
the-
So I saw
entirely without Peter
Hold on.
and no longer wet.
I saw that Planet Fitness. Just kidding. Lol. Fuck you, bro. Shishui picked up Guts, Curse, Child, not Gambino, Bo Hancock over Yamato. Okay, you said a lot there with those $5. Appreciate it, bro.
The Eagle.
Perfect.
And you mean in terms of hotness or in terms of importance to the crew? In terms of hotness, Bo Hancock's hotter than Yamato, yes. But in terms of importance to the crew, Yamato is over Bo Hancock.
Cell was
In fact, even in the SBS, there is a drawing of Yamato when she's 40 years old, and she's on the crew. She's on the crew.
entirely
Confirmed.
without Peer and no longer wedded to Jiro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell Games! And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Jr.
Their last hope was Goku's own son, Gohan.
Gohan!
Cell arrogantly let him power up. Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his absolute limits, and beat him. Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In truth, Cell was a victim of his own success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He got so mad he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu in him after all.
Ah!
Even that wasn't enough to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
Super perfect Cell. Now with more lightning. In a battle for the ages, Cell put the entire weight of his biological programming against one lone Saiyan and went the distance.
But in the end, it still wasn't enough. No matter how brilliantly Dr. Gero copied the Z-Fighters, he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond.
What can be
Beyond.
destroyed can always
Okay.
be rebuilt. All
Oh.
it takes to recreate the most fearsome warrior in the universe
Wait.
is one single cell.
Okay, I'm gonna say, yo, did they actually fucking put some action there?
Hey, real quick, did you know Death Metal launched our
You guys counted Soda's One Piece? I mean, sure, yeah, but I'm just saying that, like, they said at the beginning that they were going to adhere more to the anime and manga for the canon, but I thought that they were going to omit filler. But either way.
own tabletop gaming channel? It's called The Nightly Brew. We're doing Dungeons and Dragons, Blood on the Clock Tower, and a bunch of other stuff. I'd love if you could check it.
I don't see more than 40K. I'm out.
Time and again, the world and its cuddly forest critters were threatened by the evil and oval Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik.
Here we go.
And time and again, that same world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
No matter how many robotic badniks the good doctor threw at his blue spiky nemesis, his schemes were always 6 spin jumps to the glowing wing spot away from getting
Yes, sir.
wrecked and scrambled.
But it wouldn't be over easy for Eggman. If he couldn't defeat the Blue Blur, he would make his own, Metal Sonic.
Well, 0 points on creativity for that name, but
All right, so Cell stuff for the most part, I understand. His biggest factor is going to be, of course, fast and light speed, the ability to regenerate constantly. You have to destroy his core clipper cells, and his DC is able to destroy like or I guess his attack power and DC is solar system plus levels. Okay, that's obvious. Okay, now what's going to happen with Metal Sonic?
god damn, he does look metal as hell.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype.
Metal can zoom around at massively hypersonic speeds, fast
Yep.
enough to fly to nearby planets in seconds.
He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes.
Wait, hold on. Whoa. Okay, hold on.
Planets in seconds and zoom around at massively hypersonic speeds, fast enough to fly to nearby planets in seconds.
That's a thing? Holy shit.
He is tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes.
So Eggman has standard equipment that can survive black holes, and Metal Sonic is tougher than that standard equipment. Therefore, by relation, Metal Sonic can survive black holes.
Metal can use all of Sonic's power-ups and even replicate his classic spin dash and light speed attack.
But he's got moves of his own.
He can attack with energy blast, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By
The force field was cool as shit when I was playing Sonic With Your Battle. That was really cool, actually.
Chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an
Like the diamond thing?
impenetrable
Yeah, that's just cool as fuck.
force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V maximum overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration and with energy, Metal can activate V
So he's faster than light speed already,
maximum overdrive.
and then he has multiple times that speed when he's in overdrive. So this is all in Spanish. The fuck? El malvado Dr. Robotnik se ha dado cuenta que la única forma de vencer a Sonic es infantar. Oh my god. A el con sus misa. Dude, hey, Spanish guys. Listen, this is my forte. I don't know why it's in Spanish. What? Moreover, his rate of acceleration is 4 times higher when he's circuitry's overloaded.
Acceleration.
What is this, dude? Por amados, su tempo de aceleración es 4 veces mayor cuando sus circuitos están sobrecargados. Cuando esto sucede, unas... Oh, fuck it, bro. I mean, they translate for us, I suppose. I just want like the nitty gritty, but whatever. Why you fucking call? Oh my god. All right, translate.
Okay. The evil Dr. Robotnik has taken note of his unique form of beating Sonic and he I'm trying to word this properly, and he confronts him with his own arms.
Okay.
So, that's why he created Metal Sonic, a cybernetic replica of such a simple creature. For a moment, this individual at the same time could reach Sonic speed. By the way, his time of his acceleration time is 4 times greater when his circuitry are supercharged.
Okay, perfect. Gracias.
You're welcome.
There it is. There it is. Translator's broken? Nah, I think it's on point. I think it's on point, boys.
And obliterating anything in his path.
No, I appreciate it. I don't know. I don't, bro, please. Relax, chat. Stop being pussies. And Revan's Spanish, listen, Revan's Puerto Rican. He has shit unlocked, boys.
Of self-destructing.
You'd think all that'd be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
Jesus.
On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he...
Yo, that's a nasty kick. What the fuck?
On paper, Metal...
He came at him upside down, perfect 90-degree angle.
Should be able to out...
Rotated... He while staring at him, rotated his lower body and just smashed him with that kick. Fucking brutal. Christ. Okay, you upload thumbnail? Thank you. Appreciate that, Revan. Appreciate that. Yeah, because it was there for a week. It wasn't changed.
Every way, and yet he doesn't. For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends.
God damn. Josh, look up Fate Honorable Edit when you can. What the hell is Fate Honorable?
Sharpen his AI into a seething hatred
I'll think about
of his
it.
rival and a
Because we have more needs to get to.
prove himself superior.
Yeah, Well, when you're getting your super
Fate honorable edit. Forge Fate.
B, you know something's gone horribly wrong.
Metal's defeats gave him an existential crisis. If he was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that,
why is the robot having an existential crisis? What did Robotnik do to, like, what is AI protocol? See, this is the shit that we're afraid about right now, right? We're afraid about shit like this happening in the future. We give robots so much intelligence that they start going through existential crises, and now we're in trouble.
what was he? Why should he exist?
Never one to admit defeat, Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew.
This Neo Metal Sonic was, above all, far smarter.
Neo Metal Sonic. I was given Dr. Giroux's biodata. His genius, his drive, his vision.
Especially after he copied Eggman's intelligence and took over his empire. And we mean literally
Yes, that's what I'm saying, bro. Eggman made his own defeat. Metal Sonic took over his own shit.
copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Neo Metal Sonic is equipped with scanners in his optic receptors.
Flight, spin dash, homing attack, chest laser, V maximum drive, ring spark field, black shield, copycat, chaos control, time stop, warping, teleportation, spatial distortion, power ups, lost labyrinth, treasure. How's that? Hyper, go on energy, dark rings. Wait, like there's regular rings and then there's dark rings. Chaos emeralds, master emerald. What the fuck are dark
that
rings?
can copy a person's biodata, giving him the ability to recreate all of their abilities in seconds.
Like the Sonic Boom, Knuckles'
Sharingan
hammer
type
punch,
shit.
Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to suck.
Tails' magical swiveling asshole. Quote that.
Tails' hammer punch, Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to suck at fishing.
Metal isn't just learning their moves, he can replicate.
Tails socializes in the IDW comic that Tails speculates in the IDW comic that Metal could have copied Blaze, pyrokinesis, or Soul's emerald manipulation. His comment also infers that Metal can copy multiple traits at once. Well, he can copy pyrokinesis?
more esoteric powers like silver psychokinesis, manufacture Rouge's mechanical bat guards, or alter his very biology to copy Espio's chameleon invisibility. It's worth mentioning that biological data is a real scientific term and can refer
Yes,
to
of
molecular
course.
structures like the genome sequence within a living organism's DNA.
Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter.
Then what if Neo copied Blaze's biodata? He'd be able to use her firepower at least and harness Soul's emeralds for himself at worst, right?
That he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it, so can he. Probably helps that he can shapeshift and regenerate his whole body from a puddle.
Likely by
God
copying one
damn.
of the mightiest beings on the planet, the god of destruction, Chaos.
Not the only chaos he's encountered.
By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes, the emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With them, Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport, warp, and distort space, boost his speed, and stop time. And with either the Chaos Emeralds or
Jesus Christ. Bro, I don't know how Cell beats stop time. I don't know how Cell does it. I don't know. Cell's kind of in trouble right now. Uh-oh. He has the Chaos Control, Metal Sonic Kai. What the fuck is that? Metal Sonic Kai? Is that a series? Giga Metal Sonic, Neo Metal Sonic, Metal Overlord, Master Overlord, Super Neo. What the fuck? Super Neo Metal Sonic? Oh, what? Oh, yo. Holy shit, that's a lot of transformations. God damn, dude.
Master Emerald, he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Super Neo Metal.
Completely invulnerable and completely golden, Super Neo Metal Sonic can move at faster than light speeds and has the power to move continents.
The emeralds are inconceivably powerful.
Continent
They've been
Polar.
used to fuel Eggman's death.
Sonic Speed Simulator follows Sega's character lore guidelines and shows Metal can achieve a more stable super form with the Chaos Emeralds, in addition to using the Master Emerald in the IDW comic. Oh, come in, bro.
Which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even
They've been used to fuel Eggman's death egg, which could obliterate star systems.
on their
So the power that's used to fuel the Death Egg, which could destroy star systems, is going to be inside of Metal Sonic, which means that he, in theory, also has the power to do so. You could argue that the utilization is different, so he can't, but whatever.
Their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super characters like Sonic.
There it is. It's over. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. He won. Because there's a line that Cell could threaten the entire universe, but not destroy the entire universe. Whereas these things actually could destroy universes. So it's over. He won. Yeah, Metal Sonic got this. Sonic comic book characters are multiversal. There you go.
Metal Sonic can move at faster than light speeds and has the power to move continents.
The Emeralds are inconceivably powerful. They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Apparently, I'm just gonna do that.
Like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds. At their peak, 3 Super Hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse.
So Super Neo Metal Sonic should be just as powerful as any of them.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah. No, Cell lost. It's over. It's over. Cell's getting packed up. Cell Max is getting packed up. I don't care. Cell Max, he's getting packed up.
Though he's got to be quick because all that power only lasts a short time.
The only thing that we've seen how the power to, like, destroy the multiverse per se, it's not Cell. It's definitely not Cell.
The road to
Metal Sonic could outclass the younger classic Super Sonic, who also fought Time Eater and is capable of matching modern Super Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. Who the fuck is Silver? I'm sorry to deal with this shit. After copying their bio data. Is it the white one? Super Neo Metal Sonic and modern Super Sonic have also fought evenly in Sonic Speed Simulator.
Total domination was nearly at an end. After manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became
He's not done?
Metal Overlord.
Complete.
How is this nigga not done? Actually, I remember this fight. I do. But it's like, he's not done.
With missiles, giant crystal projectiles, and the strength to match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself.
Yeah, I remember that. It was pretty fun.
His all-time final boss material.
And he knew it. His ego might as well have had its own.
Usurp control of Eggman Empire, can keep up with Sonic the Hedgehog, flew from Little Planet to Earth in seconds, harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds and Master Emerald, match Eggman's genius intellect, battle Team Sonic's Rose, Dark, and Caltrix all at once, defeated Sonic, Knuckles, Silver, Shadow.
Metal's drive to surpass his rival had morphed.
Metal has a lot of chain scaling. Yeah. Yo, chain scaling? Oh my goodness, bro. Holy shit. I have problems with chain scaling in many respects. I understand why it has to be done, but I got problems with chain scaling in of itself a lot of times. Because there's also a lot of assumptions. Okay. I'm not saying it applies here. Just because someone has the energy of something that was used in a certain way doesn't mean that they can also use it the same way. Does that make any sense? Just because you have, let's say, a Chaos Emerald that can destroy a universe doesn't mean that you yourself have the power to destroy a universe with said Chaos Emerald. The Chaos Emerald could have the potential to do that, but it doesn't mean that KOs or someone else with the Chaos Emerald can actually do that, you know? That's the idea. But because he does, but the way they will do is that because based on chain scaling, they'll just say that he could.
Belief that he was the original and Sonic.
Well, it applies here because they're chain scaling with Metal Sonic to Super Sonic, and then this Overlord version is fighting against 3 supersonic, superpowered characters. That's the idea.
A loathsome copy.
A copy that Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had to team up to take him down.
He may have stolen their abilities, but Metal never possessed the thing that made the Sonic heroes.
Eggman states that the Chaos Emeralds roughly match the Metal Overlord power, making him comparable to feats or see. So they're just giving him certain feats, but I mean, mostly it's DC. Like, more often than not, the most important feat in a death battle is going to be attack power in DC based on how they scale things. things like intelligence, things like adaptability, a lot of times don't necessarily matter. Though in some fights they do matter. Like for example, in the Hiei versus Sasuke fight, that was very interesting because Hiei won that fight according to them. And it's because Hiei countered a lot of Sasuke's shit. So things that Sasuke would do would just get flat out countered, which I did like because it was a nice take on the fight itself where Hiei does lose an attack power to Sasuke, but it doesn't necessarily matter because the attack power of Sasuke's type is actually countered by Hiei's ability set. Boa Hancock is bigger. Boa Hancock has bigger things than Yamato. That's not even true. Yamato's like way bigger than that. Yamato, I'm pretty sure has bigger mammary glands than Boa Hancock. Also, Chibi got a haircut for 3 silver coins. Cheap.
Successful, their friendship and teamwork.
Aw, how cute. Gag.
I am gonna get the scaling a little bit here. I definitely am. But when I scale, I scale to a way stricter code. Because for years now, like for like a decade plus, I've kind of realized that whenever I power scale, one, I take all the information I can, whether it be negative and positive. I'll take even into account counter evidence too, and then number 2 is that I try to find flaws based on all the evidence. All right. So, like for example, like there are certain in the recent death battle for Ichigo versus Yusuke Urameshi, there is a claim that they make that Ichigo, at the very beginning, when he blocked the Cero's attack, the Menos Grande Cero, that he was light speed because the Ceros were light Ceros. That's like they refer to essentially. But in my book, I'm like, hold on though. Why aren't you taking into account what Taite Kubo says about Ichigo's Bankai in a data book, where he claims that in the data book, Ichigo moves like lightning. So he'd be at lightning speed with his Bankai. And then also, you're pre-assuming things like the energy of the Ceros is the same as normal physical light. Because that's what Lilibaro does with the power of Yahweh, the power of Yahweh, the power of Yuha, the power of God. Yes, I said Yahweh. The power of Yuha, where he's actually attacking at light speed. So is the beam of a Menos Grande the same speed as Lilibaro's attacks? Even though Lilibaro's light speed? But, So it's shit like that where it's like, you have to really like, I try to account for all the things that we have in the story and try and find a flaw. I can understand why folks upscale into infinitum, right? I've done before too, where I've put like, it's very easy to put certain characters in, let's say, the mainstream shonens, like Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Toriko. Well, Toriko, yeah, for sure. But like, it's very easy to put a lot of these characters like star level, multi-star level, solar system level, galaxy level. Like I did it for Luffy, where like I did it with Luffy easily. It's not hard to put Luffy on that multi-star level. That's very easy to do. Ichigo, same thing for Naruto. So it's easy to do, but is it accurate? If you take into account the entire power systems and then the sake of consistency, right? That's very important too. Does it make a lot of sense? And I feel a lot of times it doesn't make sense at all. It's easy to upscale, for sure. It's way harder to find a floor.
Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things.
No. You just suck. You just suck.
Program Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from his code.
Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable.
Massive downscale.
As the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't know, Wiz. Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes? Maybe Metal is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time until he can take over again.
Maybe the most
massive downscale.
Powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Hey, I'm Chad, the voice of Boomstick.
No, Toriko, I really do appreciate, in terms of power scaling, I really do appreciate Toriko and Hunter x Hunter. because they give you so many details about what the character is doing and how they're doing it, which is actually really nice. It's very, very refreshing.
And if you don't believe me, well,
But the problem is that there's a lot of extra dialogue you have to read, and a lot of coaches are like, read. A lot of cats are like, read? What the fuck? And it's like, that's the one thing that folks are surprised about JJK. When you read the manga, it's like, oh fuck, I actually have to read. And there's a lot of reading in JJK. There's a lot of reading in JJK. Like, yo. What the fuck, man? I don't read so much. Well,
What about now? That's what I thought.
look, the matchup is about to begin, and we can't wait for you to see it. But first, I want to tell you about a brand new thing coming to the Death Battle store, and it's something you guys have been asking for. Matchup pitches.
male screen upscale, crazy. It's like, is that Domon fucking Kashu? Yes. Because that reminds me too. It's like, remember there's that classic like data book line in Naruto where they say that, okay, like Haku can move at light speed, and we don't know what that means exactly. And then remember how later on in the story, Itachi could barely react to lightning? It's like, what the fuck? Huh? And then later on, Mabui exists where she says, or it's stated that in the world of Naruto, people can't handle moving at light speed because it does damage to their own bodies. Huh? So it's like, wait a minute, what the, you know? So that's why I'm saying you have to take it all into account. Like, you have to take everything into account. How does Haku shit match up with Itachi shit, match up with that shit? It's like, you have to take it all into account.
It's a way to meet with me and Ben, the creators of Death Battle. And
Bro, hold on.
Matchup pitches. It's a way to meet with me and Ben, the
Buffy versus Blade was like a clear sign of once you get to, based on Death Battle's rules, once you get to like a certain point in the power scaling, and then you involve certain beings that have multi-dimensional X, Y, and Z and shit like that, and then you chain scale from there. Like Buffy, like dominated Blade because Buffy had some crazy extra multiversal god sword thing or hammer or like whatever it was called. I forgot what it was, but it was like, holy shit. Where'd this come from?
creators of Death Battle and pitch us a matchup that you've been wanting to see.
Yo, well, fucking Buffy annihilated Blade.
Any matchup,
Annihilated.
any way you like. We'd love to hear from you. This was originally a Kickstarter reward, but due to popular demand, we wanted to keep it going. A lot of episodes of Death Battle that are currently being worked on are because of a pitch.
I will say this though, power scaling is hard. I think a lot of people don't understand this because I've been thinking for a minute now, but power scaling is actually pretty hard to do. Like, you can just see it based on a lot of people that come to the streams for like Wubby's power scaling, or like when you have Jay say things like it doesn't matter. No, it always matters. It's just that it's hard to do, and a lot of catchers can't do it. All right, it's really hard to do, especially if you want to be accurate. It's really, really, really hard to do.
So we want to give each pitch the time it needs, so quantity is limited, so you better act quick. Death Battle pitches are available right now on deathbattle.gg. That's our website that's like a Patreon mixed with some other stuff. And if you're a website member, you get discounts.
Power scaling in a certain series can be mostly headcanon, but then there are certain established things that are canon that you just can't ignore in the grand scheme of power scaling. I feel like power scaling is that's why I say it's like power scaling for me is half portrayal, which is mostly headcanon-ish, but then also it's half feats. Portrayal is your interpretation of the story, which you can argue is more headcanon-y, but then feats are hard evidence that we see, right? That's and I tend to dumb it down to like the primary canon, the manga material, the first iteration of this character. That's what I tend to dumb it down in that sense too, to keep things more accurate. Once you include filler, it's like or anime, which does embellish certain things. Obviously, it's like, okay, now it's getting really
on all
wonky.
of our merch, including the pitch calls. While you're there, make sure you check out the Death Battle Retro Tee. It's a shirt we made like over a decade ago. The first.
Also, this reminds me, merchandise. I'm going to try and find a way to do this. We're going to start making custom towels. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we need to make custom towels, like gym towels, towels in general, like gym towels, wash towels, just rags. We need to start making towels, all right? Like, this is my signature shit, bro. Yo, I'll make towels. We're going to have, like, towels based on certain shows, certain designs. I don't know where I'd go for this shit. I don't know how to do this shit, but I want to do towels. I don't know how to start, but I'm gonna find a way.
Battle shirt. I found the file and recreated it, only on a much nicer shirt. So check that out while you're there. Anyway, let's get to the fight. I know you want to see it, and Boomstick wants to see one of these copycats get copy capped. So here we go. And remember, deathbattle.gg. We want to hear your pitches.
I'm not blue balling you. Stop it.
All
To sell your
right,
used
the
towels?
commands are
Stop.
set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Death battle! All right, let's go. Holy shit.
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik. Your reputation precedes you. Bring me your strongest fighter
There we go. Artemis here? Yeah.
or fate.
I've played Artemis in years, dude.
Then prepare to kneel before your master. Perfect.
The selfie. Ooh. Artemis quit his channel? What? What happened to Artemis? The multi-form technique. Yeeted. I love that barrier. That shit's so cool. Special beam cannon.
Tell me, does
All right, so far-
like yourself ever experience fear? Not anymore.
So far, the card is all right. Off rip. Yo, that big ass form teleporter, holy shit. Gone. Yo!
Fool, you're dealing with the ultimate life form.
I already possess this data. Observe. Chaos. Guns. Draw.
Ooh!
Life form data successfully copied. Scum.
It'll take more than that to kill me, puppet!
Yo, I like the I like the technique, dude. Cell's actually attacking him as he's doing the scanning process, and then he just stops time, scans his data, copy perfectly.
I know. Now I know everything about you, insect.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Yo! Fucking nothing. Sure. Yes. Wait, when the fuck you can do that? God damn. No. Shut the fuck up, bro. Death Battle, what are you doing? Bro, the TN Glazers about to take this shit and put this shit in the highlights, in the montages, in the edits. Are you serious?
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare! Try beam! In the ring? He's stronger. Actually crazy how they're copying it bar for bar.
I am not just the greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them.
Nah, it's over. Bro, he has stop time. He has stop time. You need a way to counter that shit, bro. He has stop time.
If you are all of them, then so am I.
I'll never lose to a machine like...
He stopped time, fired the shit on his face. I told you. Metal Sonic was gonna win this shit. What did I say? Bro? What did I say? I told you Metal Sonic was going to win this shit. He was going to win. The moment they started comparing him to like the multiversal threats, not just the universe or the solar system, but actual multiversal threats, like, yo. And then on top of that, the fact that you had Metal Sonic have an ability to like stop time at his disposal once he had the Chaos Emeralds, I was like, yeah, bro. Like, I don't know how Cell wins this shit. Like, Cell, I mean, maybe if Metal Sonic didn't have a way of attacking his like cell clump that he regen from, but the thing about it was that because he's so smart, because he has robotics intelligence, he would figure that shit out pretty quickly. No way to hide. Cap. Ether.
So now Metal's got all the powers of the Chaos Emeralds and the Z Fighters?
Why not?
Well, that world's fucked. Our bad.
Cell may have been one of the greatest threats in Dragon Ball Z, but Eggman's greatest creation ultimately proved too much for him. Let's break this down into 4 categories: strength, speed, abilities, and adaptation.
First up, who was the strongest? Well, it's no surprise that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base Metal or Neo. Even just using the manga, blowing up a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Without his stronger forms. With them, the power gap entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
See? They equate the universe power destroying the Emeralds to Metal Sonic, bar for bar.
But hang on, Wiz.
Yeah, no, very cool fight. Like, very good graphics, nice voice acting. Yeah, I don't see why Artemis would stop his channel right now. His channel's pretty successful, so I don't see why he'd stop that.
Said that Cell was strong enough to threaten a
I think maybe he took a break a little bit from doing the channel content that he normally does to help out with Dead Battle. But that's it. I don't see him actually stopping.
on his own.
They did, but they didn't specify how.
Lies. Base Metal is eclipsing base Metal. Wait, hold on. You think that this is wrong?
Or Neo.
So Metal Sonic or Neo Metal Sonic can't match Cell. You think it's wrong?
Surprised that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base Metal or Neo. Even just using the manga, blowing up a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Without his stronger
I don't know this song universe like that, so I can't critique on if this is right or not.
forms. With them, the power gap.
Base Metal Sonic no diffs him? What the fuck? Really? Wait, this guy. Base Metal Sonic no diff Cell. Yet Sonic dies from a ladybug in game.
Entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
But hang on, Wiz. Those Namekians said that Cell was strong enough to threaten a universe on his own.
They did, but they didn't specify how, and there's nothing suggesting he could destroy it in one go, especially since it's only brought up theoretically and without any time frame.
Even being generous and assuming he could just blow it up, final bosses like Time Eater and Solaris can destroy the white.
Even scaling Cell to Toei Broly. What the fuck are you guys doing? Why the fuck would you ever scale Cell, this meager, pathetic clump, to Z Broly, the GOAT, the actual King of Kings, the best written thing in Dragon Ball history? Are you crazy? What the fuck? Don't even compare. Who could destroy the South Galaxy would still be less powerful than threatening entire Sonic universe.
Multiverse and Super Neo.
I feel insulted.
Metal would scale to them. Metal Sonic takes the edge in strength.
And with Sonic characters being known for their
So strength meaning attack power and DC.
speed, you might think that was an easy win for Metal.
At his max speed in his super form, he should be comparable to entities like the Time Eater, who in Shadow Generations can destroy entire universes in seconds. By using the radius of the observable universe, we can estimate the Time Eater's destructive wave traveled at about 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Certainly impressive, but let's compare that to Goku's flight from heaven to hell shortly after the
Oh, and just scale it. Oh, wow. So they scale it from Goku heaven to hell. And then it's like, okay, Cell stronger. But isn't this Phil? Oh, fuck, what is Phil?
which
Because it's PyCon.
covered roughly a universe in distance at approximately 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Hey, just like Time Eater. The difference, though, was that Goku was in his base form, way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Super Perfect Cell.
Factoring in Super Saiyan multipliers, Super Perfect Cell can move upwards of 100 times faster than that, and so 100 times faster than Metal Sonic. Somehow, Cell takes the edge in speed.
I feel like people are gonna debate that shit to high heaven. Particularly where I feel like he's done it in canon too during that time. I forget. Let me see here. How do I say this? I understand the scope of how things work in heaven, but I don't know if it's in the same physical sense. Because I do know that we see Majin Buu, he has to teleport using instant transmission to go there. He's not flying around there, or that's Kid Buu actually. Kid Buu's way stronger than base Goku. So I feel like if that was true, I'd just fly there like what Goku did. I think it's weird, but whatever.
You know, the thing Metal was designed for.
Wasn't expecting that. Let's see if any of their abilities could tip the scales.
They shared many of the same powers, like telekinesis, force fields, and energy.
Yeah, that one I have to like recheck and see the actual details about like him actually flying through the world of heaven, shit like that.
Energy projectiles.
Because I do remember that Kid Buu did teleport there, but he had to use instant transmission.
Note though, Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes would let him grow in power every time he almost.
Because saying that these guys are faster than Metal Sonic, which is like speed is the specialty of the Sonic universe. So it just feels like they're faster. Like, huh? And also, when it comes to the multiplier, they always pre-assume that the multiplier is 1-for-1 with speed, and well, I mean 1-for-1 for all stats like physical strength, speed, and so on. But I don't know if that's actually the case or not with Dragon Ball Z. Though to be fair, Dragon Ball Z is just like unclear a lot of times in these things anyway.
Died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super Neo Metal had a time limit, Cell would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
But with Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Cell and his juniors had no way to deal with Metal boosting his speed or stopping time, something that countered Cell's
stopping time
advantage and left him open. And with Silver Psychokinesis, or the Emerald Spatial Distortion, Metal could seriously impair Cell's healing.
So it helped that Cell could fall back on his martial arts abilities in a pinch.
Despite effectively being a newborn, Cell's genetic instincts allowed him to best Earth's most skilled warriors back to back to back.
Metal may have copied Eggman's brains, but he definitely isn't as good of a fighter. The Sonic heroes haven't trained like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten by all of them a bunch of times. So all that in mind,
who the fuck is
like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten by all.
Who is this green rat, dude? And why is she coming out like Sukuna? What the fuck is going on here? Yo, what the fuck? Yo, why is she looking hella menacing? Is that a she or a he? Bro, what the hell is this? Like, yo, this green rat looking like actual Sukuna right now. Just fighting Mahoraga about to sever this dude's whole soul from his body.
All of them a bunch of times. So all that in mind, abilities is rough.
That's quite. They're on par?
A wash.
Which leaves us with the one thing they're both known for, their capability to evolve and become more powerful in response to their opponents, aka their adaptation.
Yeah, adaptability. That is actually a very important thing in a fight. People neglect that too. But yeah, adaptability is a stat that I use too when I power scale. It's very important.
And frankly, that's where this back and forth completely breaks. Because at the end of the day, Metal can copy Cell, but Cell can't absorb Metal.
Cell's ability to physically absorb an opponent is primarily viable.
The Dai Zenshu claims Perfect Cell gains 17 and 18's infinite energy generation after absorbing them. However, not only does Cell tire against Goku, the Chaos Emeralds also grant Metal infinite energy within the Super Transformations time limit.
Against foes he can match or overpower.
Even if he took Metal by surprise, he can't absorb fully inorganic robots like Android 16.
Cell was only able to absorb Android 17 and 18 because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs and are only called androids in the English translation.
Metal, on the other hand, can copy a target's biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something he could easily accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't didn't just get Cell's powers, but the power
Oh, that's why he can make the clones, because he copies Cell's ability to make clones. Oh.
of all of the Z Warriors, too.
That makes sense.
Remember, Metal's copying applies to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology, like Espio's invincibility or Chaos's liquid body. Nothing Cell has would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place. Quite literally biodata.
Cell's Saiyan power-ups? Copied. Cell's regeneration? Copied. Cell's key techniques? Believe it or not, copied.
Chaos Emeralds
Hold on, real quick.
Copied. Cell's key tech.
The GOAT. Look at the GOAT, boys. Look at the GOAT. Oh my God, bro. I gotta rewatch the Dragon Ball Z movie on stream. Of course, the Bruce Faulkner track. And of course, I need Vic Mignogna. It is what it is. Otherwise, it's not my Broly. All right, just flat out. Look at the GOAT, dude. The greatest thing ever created in Dragon Ball history. Oh, it speaks to me. Okay, I'm sorry. I had a fanboy for a second.
Techniques, believe it or not, copied.
Chaos Emeralds are described as being able to produce life.
Furthermore, the Earth's life force energy restored the emeralds and vice versa in Sonic Unleashed. Chaos energy can also manipulate souls and restore life, just like Ki.
Energy, similar to Ki. So there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's power set. And at this point, there's nothing stopping Metal from, say, stopping time and using a Kamehameha to vaporize him at a cellular level. Just like Gohan did.
Cell might be able to do anything the Z Fighters know how to do, but that's not gonna help him, because Metal can do anything.
While androids 16 and 17 and 18 lack natural Ki, they can imitate it with artificial generators. Metal Sonic generators are similar, utilizing orgone energy, another form of life energy, further reinforcing that Metal Sonic could reliably imitate Ki.
Cell knows how to do. Strange, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't have any options to retaliate that Metal wouldn't also possess, including any of his previous advantages. Metal's copy ability is just that overpowered.
Oh, I guess now I get why they called it Sonic CD.
Why's that?
Cell died. Wiz, you get it? CD? Wiz, where you go? Come on back. Next time on Death.
Okay, yeah. That one I didn't have a stake in, but I can definitely see why Metal Sonic won that fight. Though I think it's a bit questionable to have Cell be faster than Metal Sonic, but hey, that's what they proclaim.
Metal.
Bro, they're actually fucking doing it, dude. Oh, come on, man. No way. They're actually doing the meme. They're gonna do Bakugo versus Rize. They saw the yammering online, and they're gonna fucking do it. Bakugo versus Rize.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks.
Holy fuck. Kobe, tell me. Yes, you are late. I'm sorry, Aim. Holy shit. Rize getting blitzed. I feel like in terms of adaptability, Rize is going to be able to take more damage about girls because Rize is going to be able to regenerate. But there should be a limit to that. There always normally is a limit to how much the characters in Chainsaw Man can regenerate their abilities. But Bakugo should be faster than her, I think. And then also, Bakugo may get like insane upscale for his power, because if Bakugo is going to be comparable to Midoriya and then All for One, I mean, Christ, his attack power may just skyrocket. But it may come down to a battle of attrition and stamina, because Bakugo is still human and he can't take too many life-threatening blows. But Rize can. She can have her whole body blown up and she just comes back. So that's what it's going to come down to. Is the adaptability or is the regeneration abilities of Rize going to outlast Bakugo's arsenal? So we'll see. Kid Buu dips Broly? No, no one dips Broly. Z Broly's stronger than every Z fighter in history. He's even stronger than Beerus, even stronger than Whis, even stronger than Zeno, because he's Z Broly. He's the GOAT. All right. That was really good, though. Again, the moment they started getting into things like Universal shit, I'm like, yeah, it's over. It's clearly over. Though, again, I'm surprised they said that Cell was faster than Metal Sonic. That did shock me. I ain't in front. Like, that's like, what the fuck? Really? For a universe that's based on like speed shit, really? Huh. All right. Fair enough. That was cool, though. That was cool. And I think shouts to Del Arminis for also doing, I'm pretty sure he did work on the voice acting. And it was very nice. This is something I kind of want to see. Fuck, because I don't have the money for this. I don't have the funds for this. But I've always thought about doing projects like this for One Piece or let's say other anime series too. Things like having a death battle style anime production or video production for things like showcasing Akainu versus Kuzan, or things like finishing up the fight between Ace and Blackbeard, or let's say Shiki versus Garp and Sengoku, things like that. Well, because listen, there's a good chance Oda's never, ever get into these things. So I just don't have the money for it, bro. I don't have the money. I don't have the funds. I mean, I wish I did, but I don't have the money for that kind of stuff. So that takes a lot of time, money, patience, getting teams together, writing out scripts, things that I'm down to do, but I do not have that kind of money. All right, that's enough. That's enough.